bonjour. Je suis Ottoline et aujourd'hui, vous parlez l'anglais. Seulement? Oh, je suis désolée. Oui, je parlais l'anglais. Let me start again. Hello, welcome. My name is Ottoline. And today we are going to be looking at the book Lady Chatterley's Lover. But before we have a look at Lady Chatterley's Lover, I must tell you about another book which is very, very good. I have mixed feelings about Lady Chatterley's Lover, but you will hear about that. But the book that I do want to tell you about is this book, which is from Black Cockie Press, and it tells you all about how to write your own first draft. If you think you can do better than T.H. Lawrence, then get this book and have a go. Believe me, I think you can do better than T.H. Lawrence if you're judging by Lady Chatterley. So, today, we are talking about Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. Now, this book is very, very famous. Very, very famous because it was banned. It was banned because English people, they do not like the sex. They are not terribly sophisticated, unfortunately. In France, well, in France we are far more sophisticated. We are far more sophisticated than the English. The English. So D.H. Lawrence's book was banned until the 1960s, when a court case brought by Penguin won the right to publish Lady Chatterley's Lover. This has meant that the book has a huge reputation as being the sex book, which is not exactly well-founded in the book itself. The book itself is somewhat turgid. Pages and pages and pages of nothing. It was a slog to read. And lots of English people going, mim. I know, if I don't like English, I shouldn't read English books. But it had a reputation. A vast reputation, which made me think, oh, well, this must be a good book to read. It is not. There is better sex elsewhere. I will find you better sex if you want sex. Because this is really my biggest problem with the book, is that the sex is truly awful. It is murder. It is so awful. I will get to that in a minute. So, and in the other meanings of the book, these things that are somewhat covered up by the awesome reputation of this book, is the dehumanization of the industrial world, the dehumanization of the war, the emasculation of the upper classes in the figure of Clifford Chatterley, who is kaput from the waist down. To no fault of his own, he went to war and he was kaput from the waist down, which is very sad. And he throws himself into writing and coal mining and masculine ideas of science to compensate for being kaput in the trouser department. Poor man. And his wife, his young wife, is Connie Chatterley, and he tells Connie Chatterley that she needs to take a lover and that he doesn't mind if she has a baby by her lover because he will bring her baby up as his. And so Connie has an affair with an actor. He is an actor. He is from Ireland, and she has sex with him. Not great sex, but it was still, at least it was sex. But she doesn't like him, and then she meet the gamekeeper on her husband's estate, Melrose. And Melrose is a former soldier from India, and he is being the gamekeeper, and she goes to the gamekeeper's hut and falls asleep. And this is where it gets really icky, because he has sex with her while she is asleep. Now, I don't know about you, but you cannot have consent if you are asleep. Therefore, he raped her. This is not a great love affair. This is a rape. This is not good. And it is rather lousy sex anyway. Why, who wants to have sex with a woman who is asleep? I mean, why? Why would you want that? Who wants that? But apparently, this man really loves a woman to lie there like a dead haddock. And Lady Chatterley is much obliging. Even when she is awake, she lies there like a dead haddock. And more than one of the sex scenes is clearly a rape. And I do not care how many times you use the F word or the C word, the fact that you are calling a rape a romantic thing is really disturbing. You are not radical for doing the swearings. That is not radical. And bad sex is just bad sex. So Connie has this dread love affair with the gamekeeper, and who really dislikes the woman who is active, like his ex-wife. Why would you ask an Englishman to be your lover? That is what you get when you ask an Englishman to be your lover. You get a rapey dicky. We have much better books coming. I flogged my way through this book, and there is no way I was not going to talk about this book. We get the worst part over, and then we start with the good ones after this. I promise I bring you a listening. Beautiful. So he has a lot to say about the fact that men are not real men. He seems to be very obsessed with men wearing red trousers. And I say to him that he should read George Orwell and understand that no amount of rouge trousers are going to make life any less dehumanized when you spend 12 hours in a coal mine and don't get paid properly and live in a slum. D.H. Lawrence could see the degradation of the capitalist system, but he did not have a solution other than to have sex, and bad milk sex. That's that. In the end, Connie and Melrose, they admit what they have been up to, the hanky-pankies, and she is waiting for a divorce from Clifford, and he is waiting for a divorce from his wife so that they can get married. Tied up in a nice little bow. Not really. Ultimately, it is a book that is dated very badly. It is some very, very poor sex, some disputable political ideas with, frankly, more sex is not going to make you not be living in the slum. Red trousers do not help if you're living in the slum. He did not have good ideas about how to solve these problems other than the sex, but I think he had a little bit too much sex on his brain, and he wasn't very good at it. Even his wife has affairs. And at the time he was writing this book, he was already impotent with tuberculosis anyway, so I think he was letting his little imagination go wild, because it is not good sex. Anyway, so it is a book that has dated. It is an historic document today. It is not the book that you want to read if you want to read a book with good sex. So it was the scandal. It made it famous. It is a shame it was not a better book to be so very, very famous. I will say that D.H. Lawrence's short fiction is very, very good, and you should read that instead because it is a lot better. It is a lot better. His novels have a tendency to be too, what is the word? Turgid. They are too heavy. They sink. And he is a little too didactic. Oui, he is a little too didactic. So that is Lady Chatterley's Lover by D.H. Lawrence. I personally think that she should have chosen a French lover. A French lover would have been much more fun for her. But there you go. She was stupid and picked a northern Englishman for a lover. I mean, have you ever heard of such a thing? Really? And she didn't even manage it in a terribly sophisticated manner. I mean, who has sex in a barn? Well, a hut. A hunting hut. On an old blanket. Ugh. There is playing the peasant like Marie Antoinette. And then there is being degraded by man who rapes you when you sleep. Think about that, Connie. Think about that. Anyway, I will see you again. I have more books for you. More books for you. They are very good books. They are not all like sad little sex. They are much better books. We have Annis Nin, and we have Henry Miller. We have Lawrence Durrell. We have so many good peoples that we are going to look at. We have James Joyce. So many good peoples. So I will see you anon. Au revoir.
If you would like to support this channel, come across to the Black Cockie Press website www.blackcockiepress.com.au, where you will find books and other materials to help with your writing.